again for being here. My name is Lyle Nelson, Mayor of the City of Bastrop. I have a statement that I will read, and I'll entertain questions from the press after making my statement. I was elected by the citizens of Bastrop as mayor in June of 2023. My commitment was to serve the citizens of Bastrop. Under the Citizen Developed Bastrop City Charter, the mayor has three primary responsibilities: to appoint members of all city boards and commissions, certainly subject to the confirmation of the city council; to preside at all city council meetings as the chief presiding officer with no vote except in a tie; and to be recognized as head of the city for all ceremonial duties. From the outset, I and the office of mayor have been under attack by certain city council members. They use public resources and taxpayer funds to prevent me from serving the citizens as their mayor. They pass resolutions that restrict me from being able to respond to and represent our citizens. Unsubstantiated allegations led to unproven accusations that were later completely dismissed by the Bastrop County District Attorney. I was absolved of any misdeeds as mayor of the city's own administrative investigator, who stated the mayor denied any knowledge of misuse of public funds, and my investigation to date uncovered no evidence otherwise. A criminal investigation conducted by the Texas Rangers and no bill by Bastrop grand jury. The evidence showed there was no misuse of public funds and there was no criminal conduct by me or anyone else. Yet attacks meant to embarrass and discredit me were continued by these self-serving individuals. Misleading information, in some cases outright lies, were promoted throughout the community. Truth and corrections to the unfounded allegations were ignored by the accusers, their allies, as well as the news media. Efforts to defend myself were met with even more attacks. During this witch hunt, my detractors have expended in excess of $130,000 in public funds. In response to citizens' desire to end the political quarreling, I extended an olive branch on multiple occasions, but to no avail. Lies were used to draw a mob to a city council meeting that was orchestrated to continue to deflect from city council's responsibilities, discredit me, attack a well-respected municipal attorney, as well as silence an elected city council member. From this meeting, more demands to end this squabbling have been voiced by the public. As mayor, I am greatly concerned with the assault on open government by delaying and denying citizen and selected elected officials' requests for public documents, the use of public funds for personal attacks, city employee turnover, intimidation of city employees, attacks upon as well as ignoring provisions of our city charter, attacks upon citizen participation on boards and commissions, self-serving interest over public service, the silencing of opposing views from other council members as well as the public, the tyranny of the majority to stifle the minority, subversion of the elected office of mayor, the abdication by elected members of the city council of its ceremonial duties to a paid city employee, appropriate oversight of the city's financial issues and the fiscal sustainability of our city. The office of the mayor has been subverted by a voting bloc of 3 on council at the prompting of Mayor Pro Tem Kirkland, who gains personal power through that subversion. There is every indication that the vicious and malicious attack on me and the office of mayor will continue. Additionally, there has been no effort by the voting bloc led by Mayor Pro Tem to refocus the city's business without the public nastiness. I have no doubt that I can defeat the recall election in May. However, does our community need the additional discord being publicly displayed till then? Even when I win, if those such as Mayor Pro Tem Kirkland, who have placed their personal agendas above their public obligations, remain in office, our city still loses. I will no longer be a focal point for these self-serving interests to deflect from their actions to overpromise and underdeliver to our community. I will no longer be a part of a group that chooses to bring embarrassment to our community for their selective indignation. I can no longer be associated with elected and appointed officials that place their self-interest above their public service obligations. To that end, today I am resigning as mayor of the city of Bastrop, effective immediately. While my detractors attribute this to an inappropriate recall, in reality is my effort to mitigate the pettiness with hopes of moving our city forward. It's about public service, not political gain. I thank the voters who elected me to serve as their mayor. I also sincerely thank those friends who have maintained their staunch support of me through these trying times. That's the end of my prepared statements. I'll entertain questions from the press.
What does this mean going forward as far as, what's the process, I guess, now?
The process going forward, the mayor's position is now vacant. There had to be an election held within, I believe it's 72 days, which would pretty much coincide with the normal election cycle in May, to fill the position of mayor. And the interim presiding officer will be the mayor pro tem. He will sit at the dais as a presiding officer. He will not have a vote except in the instance of a tie. That is, it's under our city charter, the mayor pro tem fulfills those roles that the mayor is unable to fulfill.
And you said you feel like stepping down is going to quell the rumors and the attacks.
Oh, I don't care about the rumors. I just care about the discord within the community that's being brought about, utilizing me as a focal point, but in actuality it's something much more than that. And information will be coming forward over the next several months to indicate. I don't think the discord is going to discontinue. I think it's going to go on. I'm just not going to be the focal point on this, so we can concentrate on what the real problems are in there. The fact that I've been unable to perform as a mayor, as elected because of actions by certain members of the city council, make it pretty much impossible to continue that. If we move forward with the recall election, it is going to be an instance where there's going to be additional discard, additional comments within the community, additional disenfranchisement by our citizens in dealing with the city. The city said, the citizens have put out an outcry that the pettiness needs to cease. I'm going to remove myself from being a part of that pettiness, whether I wanted to be a part of that pettiness or not.
And last question, are you able to, you said there were, the real problems can start being addressed. Can you talk about those real problems?
I think there is a misapplication of power in this community to quell the comments from our citizens, to remove the ability of our citizens to participate in open dialogue and open discussion and open debate without being removed because somebody disagrees with them. I think the real problem is the fact that we have city council members who are being silenced by the vote of the majority, rather than letting them speak on behalf of the citizens of which they were voted in to represent. And I think that's going to come out. There's also going to be an issue relative to the fiscal sustainability of our city. Are we overextending ourselves as a city? My observation is that we are, and I think the evidence of that is going to come out in the next several months.
Would these be tied to the findings that Cheryl Lee presented late last year?
Well, I think the findings that Cheryl Lee presented, I think we took it to council. Ms. Lee took it to council for council to consider whether or not we should investigate that, because we have a fiscal responsibility to our citizens to investigate such findings that she found on her own through no public resources. The meeting on November 21st was to address that to council, and council make a decision of whether or not they wanted to move forward with an investigation. The meeting was hijacked, and the dialogue in the meeting was to seek the removal of the city manager, and that's not what the meeting agenda was all about. We have a highly intelligent, highly qualified city manager that needs to have the oversight the city council is elected to provide, and that's not being done right now. And that's it. I see no other members of the press here. Am I correct? This meeting is being is on FaceTime with the city. If somebody has any questions for me, my phone number is area code 512-850-8123. I'll be happy to entertain any questions that people might have, any concerns that people might have. But I will no longer be a focal point for some of the discord within the community. I appreciate y'all's attendance. I appreciate y'all's interest in what transpires in the city of Bastrop, and look forward to continue working in a different capacity for the benefit of this community that I moved to in 2009. Thank you.